Hey everybody, welcome to Shoctober. You have made it to a very special, exclusive 1 month of focused work. So if you're not doing the nutritional portion of the October challenge, don't worry about it. I have talked to several of you about it, and it's just not the right timing or whatever else, all good. For the rest of you, maybe all you're doing, or I guess for those of you, all you're doing are the workouts. You're still going to enjoy them. They're going to be great. And as always, we're going to get stronger, healthier, and fitter. For today, we are going to be working on our legs, our core, and our cardio. And we're going to be starting off, the only thing that we need is a single set of dumbbells. I'm going to be using 20s. Depending on how long you've been working with me, what all you've been up to, please stay with a push set. Otherwise, if you're kind of just re-entering into your workouts and into fitness, then you can even go body weight for today. So we are going to start off in a child's pose. So put your big toes together, sit your hips back, open your knees really wide, and reach your arms really far forward. So your elbows should be up off the mat, your shoulder blades should slide down, the core should engage. Take a couple deep breaths. And then come up onto your hands and knees, and we're going to go into a cat-cow. So make sure that your shoulders are right over the wrists, knees right underneath the hips. Open your chest. Let your belly sag. You're getting space through the rib cage, and then exhale and round. So you look like a good old black cat. I guess any cat rounds its back. Inhale, open the chest, let the belly sag. Exhale and round. Pull the belly in tight, tight, tight. Big, big grab through the core. All right, level off through the back. You're still holding on to the core. You're going to let your hips shift to the right and shift to the left. Shift to the right and shift to the left. All right, press into your hands. We're going to go up into a downward facing dog. Drive out your legs. Drop one heel toward the ground and then the other. Slide your shoulder blades down and pull the belly in strong. So always, always, always having a strong core. A lot of focus needs to go into your pelvic alignment. If you envision that your pelvis is a bucket of water, and as long as it's square to the shoulders, then it doesn't tip out forward or back. That's what we want, right? So usually that means we need to engage the glutes a little more and grab a little deeper through the belly button, and then we're going to have a lined up pelvis. Especially if we twist or shift, watching where that pelvis ends up is extremely important. All right. Let's get rolling. We're going to start over on our backs. Set up for your glute bridge. We're only going to do 10 at first here. Set your toes straight ahead at the top of your bridge. Your heels are right underneath your knees. And then remember, we're watching that pelvis. So as the hips push up, lock into place, they should be extremely square between your knees and shoulders. 6, 7, lock into the core, so you need to learn to grab underneath and around the rib cage. Here's 10. Keep your hips up, lift your left leg. Make sure that you did not move your right foot. It should still be right underneath the knee at hip width. 3, 4. Lock the core more in order to hold support for that pelvis, especially that side that's lifted. 8, 9, and 10. Place the foot on the ground, lift the other side. If holding one leg up does not feel good for your body, if your body's not ready for it, just keep both feet on the ground. This is your workout. You pushed play, you made it to the mat. We're building the system, we're building the habit, but you need to make sure, this is 10, that you keep the body happy along the way, or else you'll lose that momentum. Okay, we're going to go into a concentrated crunch, an extreme crunch. So you rest your head in your hands, interlace your fingers behind the head, tuck the chin. You're going to pull the low back into the ground, and you should already feel flexion and heat through the core. If you don't already, you will eventually, okay? Exhale, lift your chest towards your belly, and then lower slowly. Inhale as you lower. This is only 2. This is not a fast-paced crunch, super focused. You flex first, and then you move. Flex first, and then move. This is 4. Chin tucks in. The reason that the hands are behind the head is so that you're not pulling on your neck at all. It also makes that upper body just a little bit heavier. Our core has to work a little tighter to get that pull up. Make sure your glutes are relaxed now. So unlike our bridges, they are loose and unflexed, and the core is doing all the work. You keep your flexion. This is 9. And then the move just adds a little extra heat. And 10. Lower slow. All right, roll yourself up. We're going to hit a little bit of cardio. Starting off 10 jump squats. If you don't jump, don't jump. Keep your feet on the ground. Knees and toes line up. 10. 8. Core still strong. Okay, and then jumping jacks. 10, 9. We're going to go 3 rounds of this. Back to jump squats. Still watching your pelvis. How do you do that? Keep the core. 7, 8, 9, 10. One more. And back to your jumping jacks. Just a little cardio burst. 10. All right. Grab your weights if you're using them. You can hold 1 or 2. And we're going to go into squats. Feet just outside the hips. Toes straight ahead. If you prefer to hold the weights along the side, that's fine. The first part of your squat is pushing your butt back. The knees should not pass the toes. Press up through the heels. The more you drive out of the heels, the more you'll feel your glutes engage. 8, 9, inhale down, exhale up. Within reason. Okay, lunges are next. With or without weight, up to you. Left leg forward, right leg back. We're going to go static lunges. Front knee stays right on top of the heel. Focus on your push through the front heel to push through and grab activation for the front glute. 9 and 10. Try to drop that back knee all the way down. Drop and press. Keep your knee right on top of the ankle. Lock the core. Push through that heel. 9, 10. We want to work on getting the glutes to do the work. Quads are overactive. Get your butt back. Focus glutes. Back to cardio. 10 jump squats. Nine, 10. Jumping jacks. Hold that core. Back to jump squats. Back to jumping jacks. Jump squats. Back to jumping jacks. Good job. 1 round done. Back to your mat, on your back. Set your feet mat width. Let your knees drop out to the left. Roll in, drop to the right. Your effort and intensity level are completely up to you. Back to the middle. So my job is to try to inspire you and help set up form, give you little cues. Okay, press through those heels. Grip the glutes. Find that. Flex into the top. This is 5. I can give you clues. I can try to set up what to do. But your body is going to find the easiest way to get where it's going. 10. Lift up right leg. Drop and lift from that left glute. So if you're not paying attention and you're not working for your ultimate flexion and your biggest grab, then you're missing a lot of return on investment. You get out of it what you put into it. Switch your sides. Nothing too crazy. 5, 6, 7. Drive through that glute. 9, 10. Okay, focus on that core. Push your low back into the ground. Relax your glutes. Interlace hands behind the head. Elbows out wide. Deep inhale with your exhale. Contract and lift. Contract, contract. Hold your flexion as you lower back down. Feel like your rectus abdominis, so the muscles on either side of your belly button, are pulling together every time you crunch up. Every time. Hold flexion as you lower. 8, 9. Can you keep that low back smacked into the ground? 10. Perfect. Okay. Guess what we get? Cardio. Little cardio burst. We want to keep our heart strong, just like we're keeping everything else strong. Remember, if you need to keep your feet on the ground or make little teeny weeny hops, that's fine. You find your biggest push, what gets your heart rate up, and what will keep you coming back. Jumping jacks. Jump squats. We're pushing our edge. You're trying to find your edge, the challenge. Whew, there's 3. Okay, back to squats. Bring those arms up or leave them at the side. Toes straight ahead for me. Sit back and down. Sit your butt back, back, back. Constantly more back. Find the core. 6. See how low you can drop your hips. 8. 9. Keeping the chest up. 10. All right. Shifting into our lunges. We want squared off hips, feet hip width, chest tall, belly strong, knee lines with the front toes. See if you can barely tap your back knee to the ground. Get low. This is longevity, keeps your hips open, builds more muscle. You should only stop early in the range if something's hurting. 2. Focus the glute. If your knee's hurting on that front pushing leg, chances are you're using more quad. Find your glute. Focus on that push through the front heel. 8, 9, where's your core? 10. Beautiful job. Jump squats. Ready, go. Set 2. 10. Jump squat, set 3. 9, 10. All right, lie on your back. Great job, great hustle. Catch up if you're not with us. Put your arms out wide. Again, let your knees drop to the left. Don't worry if you need to take a few extra breaks. If you're not getting all the rounds, you will get there. You will get there. You're here for 30 minutes. That's the goal. That's the system. And then rock the other way. It's up to you to find your max effort within the 30. It doesn't matter how conditioned you are. You can find more drive. All right, lock into the core. 10 glute bridges. Here we go. 2. Your knees, your thighs should be like railroad tracks, straight ahead. Make sure they're not pointing out at an angle. We're not going for a pizza slice. We want railroad tracks. These are good. Let that heart rate recover. 9, 10. Lift one leg. Make sure that you did not bring your other foot in to the midline. 4. Get that drive up through the glute. 7. Lots of glute bridges because that really develops the glutes. 10. And if you're like the majority of society, we don't use our glutes enough. 3. They're the powerhouse. We need them. If you have any back pain, low back pain, chances are you have tight hip flexors and weak glutes. Regardless of how many lunges, how many squats, how many deadlifts you do, if you're not incorporating the right muscles, you're not getting the glutes. 9, 10. All right, here we go, crunches. Your core should already be solid because of the flexion during your glute bridges. 2. 3. You are not relaxing at the bottom of the crunch. Remember, effort. How much flex can you get to build the effort? 7. See if you can flex deeper. 8. Build more heat. 9. Put the work where you want it. 10. Beautiful. Bring it up. 10 jump squats. Here we go. Jumping jacks. Jump squats. Jumping jacks. Jump squats. Knees still line with toes, but still goes back. Jumping jacks. All right. Good work. We're pushing intensity, pushing effort level. Timing is spot on. Squats. Knees and toes. Line up. Sit your butt back. Lock the core. 4. 6. Check in. Where's your butt in relationship to your shoulders? The butt drops. That's what we're focused on. Grip through the glutes. I lost count. 10. Whew. You should need a little breather. If you're flexing in, have good weight, good intensity, you should need a break. If you don't, figure out how to build your intensity. Here we go, set up for lunges. Feel that muscle build. Find a challenge and then enjoy it. You're pushing yourself, advancing health, fitness, conditioning. 9, 10. Knee and toe line up. 1. Let's go, let's go. Stay in it. 8. 9. Solid. 10. Jump squats. Here we go. 9, 10. Jumping jacks. Jump squats. Jumping jacks. Jump squats. And jumping jacks. Whew. You made it. And we still have plenty of time for a great stretch. That's it, work-wise for today. Grab your core still, hinge over the legs. Make sure you're hinging from your hip creases, not from your waistline. Shift your hips gently side to side. If the floor is too far away and you need to bend your knees, that's fine. Or bring your weights down under your hands and bring the floor to you. Flexibility is a huge component of health and fitness. And we're going to make sure that we get there this October. Drop down onto the knees. Push your elbows into the knees. All right. Take a second. Think back over the workout. What was tough? What wasn't? Where could you push harder? Now, congratulate yourself. Good job. Regardless of what it feels like, regardless of whether or not you feel like you're advancing your fitness skills or it was just a shit show, congratulate yourself. You made it. You did it. You pushed play. You signed on. You did the deal. So that's awesome. That is what we're focused on. Some days are going to be awesome and some days are going to suck, but you work out every day. We do take rest days. Bring your left leg forward. Keep your right leg back. We're going to go through a pretty standard stretch flow so that you can do it additional times throughout the day if needed. Shouldn't take a long time, but it gets all the things that are the most important, in my opinion. So some days won't feel so awesome. Some days you won't finish feeling strong, exhilarated, sweaty. But you did it. That's our goal. Our goal is the systems. Toes come up, drop the hips. As you continue to build the habit, and regardless of what comes into your day, what comes into your calendar, you always get a workout. I promise you, somewhere in your day you can find 30 minutes, because somewhere in your day you find a collective 30 minutes to get sucked into online shopping, Instagram, Twitter, news. You should start with self-care, then you can do all that stuff. You should not sacrifice your self-care for any of those items. All right, bring your left foot to the other side of the mat. There are many other things as well that should not suck you in, but we'll just check those ones off for today. You did it, you're here, good job. So we're in pigeon. You take your left foot to the other side of the mat, and then you want to make sure that back leg is straight back behind your hip, and then you want to drop your right hip toward the ground. So if that means that maybe you're way up here, that's fine. So my left butt cheek's off the ground, but my right hip is facing straight to the ground. If you have a headlight on the front of your hip, it should be pointing right down at the mat. Okay, if it's pointing off to the side at all, you're missing it. We want to level that pelvis. Remember, leveled off pelvis equals a healthy back. All right, switch. Healthy knees, healthy hips. It really all starts with the pelvis. Now, sometimes the pelvis can get off if a foot or knee or hip is wonky, but we can fix it. It's all fixable, in my opinion. All right, keep that left knee back. That was super fun. I feel great. I feel like I got a little bit of everything. Definitely the core, definitely the glutes, definitely some sweat and heart rate. Okay, hinge back, toes come up. Reach your chest toward the toes. Make sure you're dropping your right hip. And you should feel that stretch in the meaty part of your hamstring. If you feel a lot behind the knee, that's where you're tight. And that's okay. Over time, you should be able to shift that stretch up into the hamstring. So it's super important to get that tightness out of the calf and the back of the knee so that those hamstrings aren't overly tight. Chronically tight hamstrings can also indicate weak glutes. So if you find that when you're stretching your hamstrings, it's always such a battle, maybe you can try doing some more glute bridges, single leg deadlifts. Focus those glutes on your lunges, and you can build the glute to help stretch the hamstring. Okay, cross your right foot to the left side of the mat. The more intense you want your stretch, the further away you pull your foot away from the hip. The less intense you want your stretch, the closer that you pull your foot to that left hip. Now then, remember, we want that left hip to face right at the ground, and we want our hips and pelvis to be leveled off. Such a great stretch. So once you're settled in the position you want to be, just double check that that left hip is pulling toward the ground. Fun first set. I'm super stoked for the work that we have ahead of us. Make sure that you're logging your workouts. Even if you're not doing the official October program and checking in with me weekly, check in with yourself. You can totally do it on your own, and that's fantastic. Okay, bring that right leg back. We're going to stand up over our legs. Reach those hands forward. Do you feel any more flexibility than you did the last time that we reached over those legs? You should. I definitely do. Check that out. So fun. All right. Bring it on up and enjoy the rest of your day. Fantastic work.